Fans of Real Housewives of New Jersey are going crazy over Ruelas' Creepy Boys Nights, which featured Polly Connell and Bill Aydin. It was during the program that aired on Sunday, July 29th, that this particular evening took place. But what was it about it that was so upsetting? Continue reading for additional information and responses from viewers. Ruelas' Creepy Boys Night is being criticized by RHONJ fans for a long time. Ruelas has been a source of irritation for spectators, both in terms of his behavior and his appearance. A further accusation against him is that he deprived Teresa Giudice of her financial resources. Although she insists that he earns more than she does, this assertion is not consistent with the fact that he recently took out a loan for $1 million. There have also been a multitude of dubious things that he has done, such as digging up dirt on Teresa's co-stars on the reality show and reality television show. Despite the fact that he knew a little bit about each woman and their family, he freely boasted about his strong relationship with the famous private investigator Bo Dietl. Louis, on the other hand, has received confirmation of consent from Teresa's daughters, as well as from a few house husbands. During the most recent episode, Louis sent an invitation to Paulie, the boyfriend of Dolores Catania, as well as to Bill, the husband of Jennifer Aydin. It was Louis' father who was present, along with one of his kids, and he was the one who brought out the ingredients for the fajitas. Louis took the men to his man cave after they had finished having a night out together as a group of boys. At the same time as the women were making preparations to take a trip to the Berkshires, he informed them that he was interested in doing anything. In his opinion, it would be a wonderful idea for them to record devotionals for their wives to listen to while they were away on vacation. This was something that fans immediately considered to be so embarrassing that they had no choice but to immediately head over to Twitter or X in order to vent their contempt. It was impossible for viewers to comprehend what was going on with the videos that Louis was compelled to produce for the men. To add insult to injury, it was very evident that he had no idea how to organize a guy's night or what to do with male pals. A man would not want to be in a scenario like that with another man, since it was strange and uncomfortable. At the Gorga residence, where we are, at the same time, Joe and Melissa Gorga were hosting the most amazing men night, which was taking place at their home. At the same time, it was reminiscent of the traditional boys' nights that they used to have. Joe served as the host, and there was steak and drinks available. Frank Catania, John Fuda, Joe Benigno, and Jeff Fessler were among those who were present at the event. Following that, John Fuda experienced an allergic response. After the police and emergency medical technicians had fixed him up, Joe Gorga recommended that they prepare some steaks for them to eat. The fans pointed out the striking differences between the two events and discussed which one they would want to attend. Regarding Ruelas and his plan for the men to perform devotionals for their wives, what were your thoughts on the matter? Is he putting up an excessive amount of effort and failing? Please let us know, and make sure to tune in to the season finale of Real Housewives of New York City on Sunday on Bravo. When it comes to the Real Housewives of New Jersey, drama is always expected, but Louis Ruelas may have taken things to a new level. In the latest episode of RHONJ, what was meant to be a casual guys' night turned into one of the most talked-about scenes of the season, only not for the reasons Louis hoped. Instead of bonding and broing out, viewers were left disturbed, confused, and downright creeped out by what many are calling a red flag parade. As the episode aired, social media lit up like a bonfire. Viewers slammed Louis' behavior as manipulative, off-putting, and cult-like, with many accusing him of orchestrating the entire night as a bizarre attempt at control and image repair. So what really happened at that now infamous boys' night, and why are fans calling it one of the most uncomfortable moments in RHONJ history? The setup, bro time, or a power play? At first glance, Louis' idea to host a guys-only dinner seemed like a well-meaning gesture. With the women of the cast constantly at odds, especially Teresa Giudice and her brother Joe Gorga, Louis claimed he simply wanted the men to reconnect and find common ground. The scene was set at an upscale steakhouse, complete with a private room, expensive wine, and hand-selected seating arrangements. But the atmosphere quickly shifted from casual to cultish. It felt like a job interview crossed with a therapy session run by a guy who read one too many self-help books. One fan posted on X, formerly Twitter. Another wrote, "Louis acts like he's the messiah of Jersey, and it's giving major red flag energy." The tone shift, weird vibes, and unwanted speeches. Within minutes of the men sitting down, Louis launched into what fans described as a bizarre monologue. He thanked everyone for attending, spoke about divine masculinity, and asked each man to share something vulnerable about their lives, while making uncomfortably intense eye contact. It was like he thought he was Dr. Phil meets Tommy Robbins, said a viewer on Reddit. Except no one asked for a therapy session. It's dinner, not a cult meeting. Some of the castmates, like Bill Adin and Frank Catania, looked visibly uncomfortable. Even Joe Benigno, known for his usually laid-back attitude, seemed to shift in his seat nervously as Louis insisted on total honesty and heart-centered truth. And then came the kicker. Louis pulled out what he called bonding tokens, small, polished stones with words like trust, brotherhood, and forgiveness engraved on them. He passed them out with an eerily calm smile and said, "These are for each of us, to remember this sacred connection we're building." Fan backlash. This is not normal. Viewers did not hold back. Social media exploded with reactions, many comparing the evening to a poorly disguised manipulation tactic. Several fans accused Louis of using emotional coercion to win over Teresa's allies, or worse, of trying to groom them into defending him publicly. This was not a boys' night. This was a calculated image rehab, wrote one fan. The way he performed vulnerability while pressuring everyone else to open up. It's classic narcissist behavior. Others pointed out the eeriness of how rehearsed Louis seemed. He's way too polished. Like he's had this speech memorized for months, one user commented. There's something deeply unsettling about a man who turns a casual dinner into a spiritual workshop with props. Many RHONJ fans have long been wary of Louis' presence on the show, citing past reports of controlling behavior and his involvement in Warrior Weekends, a controversial men's retreat program. This latest episode did nothing to ease those concerns. Behind the smiles, cast members react. Even among the men at the dinner, the reactions varied. Frank Catania later told producers in a confessional, "I don't know what Louis' angle is, but it's starting to feel like I'm in a movie I didn't audition for." Bill Adin, usually quiet during the guys' scenes, looked uneasy throughout the dinner and later joked, "I came for steak and ended up with a therapy session. Where's the exit?" Joe Gorga, who famously feuds with Louis, was conveniently absent from the gathering, a detail that did not go unnoticed. "Of course he didn't show," Louis said with a smirk, "but we can still build something strong without him." Fans took that as a subtle dig, and possibly a sign that Louis was trying to solidify control over the remaining men in the cast. Teresa's take, blind loyalty or willful ignorance. After the episode aired, Teresa Giudice took to Instagram to defend her husband. "Louis' heart is pure," she wrote in her story. "He just wants peace and unity for everyone. Some people just aren't ready for real healing." But the comments section told a different story. Dozens of users accused Teresa of being blinded by love and refusing to see the obvious. One wrote, "She didn't learn from Joe Giudice. She just swapped one controlling guy for another." Others were more blunt. "Girl, your man is giving off Netflix documentary in 5 years vibes. What's next?" Bravo producers are reportedly reviewing footage from the boys' night for potential follow-up scenes. Insiders say some cast members voiced concerns about Louis' conduct off-camera as well, describing a pattern of behavior that could shape future storylines. And with the reunion on the horizon, host Andy Cohen has already teased a shocking moment between two of the husbands that may relate to Louis' boys' night. "I've seen a lot over the years," Cohen said on Watch What Happens Live. "But this season of RHONJ might have the strangest dinner I've ever witnessed." Final thoughts: not your average bromance. What started as a chance for male bonding devolved into what many viewers are calling a performative power grab by Louis Ruelas. Whether you see him as a misunderstood peacemaker or a master manipulator, one thing is clear. Louis' boys' night left fans talking, tweeting, and scratching their heads. And if Bravo history has taught us anything, where there's smoke, there's usually a whole lot of fire, especially in the Garden State.